What's up, peeps? I'm going to show you guys how to get to the pools. I'm going to have a more in-depth video this time. I'm going to be explaining everything I'm doing, and I'm going to try and do this solo for you guys. You can do this with friends, but you can also do this solo. So we're just going to load up the sludge here by myself. You can do this on mouse and keyboard, controller, old gen or new gen. I don't know if you can lower your frames on newer gen consoles, but if you can, that would help. 30 FPS is optimal for this. So just come over here, boop, change that whenever the time is necessary. But for right now, we don't need that, so we're chilling. One thing you are going to need for this is Behemoth Titan. You don't need any aspects or anything like that, just basic Behemoth Titan. Make sure you put on Catapult, Lift, and Lion Rampants would definitely help. Not required, like I said. You can try and do this on a Warlock if you want to, but you know, be my guest to go through that pain and suffering. So you're going to head over here to this little cove, and you're going to hop off your Sparrow. You can climb up the rocks right there, or you can just do a little Sparrow fly up here. That's typically what I do. It's a little quicker. There's a barrier right here, so you got to kind of, there you go. Make sure you walk on this little bit of land right here before we're going to go down here and set our Sparrow up. That way you actually respawn down here once we get it set up. So I'm going to jump off the ledge right here. Just look for this textured wall right there. Kind of messed up a little bit there. That's okay. You're looking for this little crevice right here. Once you're here, you're just going to jump up in the air, summon your Sparrow, and you're going to wait a second, because if you try and get off your Sparrow and spam it, it's not going to work. So just do a little side dash, and then get off as you dash, and it typically should set up like that every time pretty nicely. And you want to get it set up in a way to where you can use it as a platform to walk on and use your Sparrow, because you're going to be getting off your second Sparrow that you set up right here. But make sure that this is the first Sparrow that you put here. The flip Sparrow needs to be the first Sparrow that you put here, because you will not be able to get the ride prompt on the second Sparrow. Well, excuse me, if it's the first Sparrow that you put and it's right there, you won't get the prompt. So once you get that one there, you can just go ahead and jump off the map and kill yourself. No offense. And you should spawn up here, like I was saying earlier. Make sure you walk around. You can see on my radar that you can see the Sparrow down there, so that's kind of your tell if it survived the loads or not. So you're just going to jump down here, make your way over to the lost sector where that guy is right over there. Make sure not to summon right here, otherwise you'll mess it up. If you're low on ammo, you can put on some sword ammo finders on your helmet, as well as sword scavenger. And if you run an exotic primary weapon, it'll increase your chances of finding it, ammo, I think. Something like that. So you just come down here, slide down the bottom of the stairs, hit the load, and then just do 180 and run right on back. Now this will be good for an example, because I'm not sure what the effects of public events are with the loading of Sparrows. That has messed things up for me, and I think that is the culprit of Sparrows not surviving loads. But you should be able to summon after you get back from the shaft lost sector. And our Sparrow did indeed survive the load. Sweet. So we're going to do the same exact thing we just did. Same thing. But we're going to put our Sparrow in a different place. Jump up in the air, summon, and we're going to set it right there. Make sure this is your second Sparrow, like I said. Okay. Once we hit the Dark Forest load over here, these Sparrows could potentially despawn, so fingers crossed. This is the little route I like to take. Eager Edge Sword helps with this, save some ammo. Just go around this curve, and you're looking for that wall right there. You just kind of want to jump towards it and rub against it, and it'll shoot you up. Go back and through the hole, and then back towards the Sparrows. I know that's a lot of information in a little bit of space, but okay. once we're back up here, you can kind of jump back up on your Sparrow, crouch, and make sure to set your FPS to 30 if you can. Trust me, it'll help. And I'm hoping I can one-shot it right here. That would be pretty cool. So the best way to get the prompt for me is I just like to crouch on it and just, yep, just like that. Look straight down at it. And you're gonna get on it and you wanna get it turned around. Try not to move around so much. There we go. I'm just gonna slowly turn it around. Try not to panic. If you bump your Sparrow off, it's okay, you can just reset. But it is pain, so you want something like that. It doesn't have to be perfect, but all you want is the ride prompt. So once you have that set up like that, you want to come here and just make sure you have 0 sword ammo. That's the one thing that I didn't really preface in the previous video over text, is that having 0 sword ammo is way better for launching a Sparrow and also not damaging it, keeping it alive. Pretty cool. So you want to jump right down here in the little hole that you just created and just give it a good whack, and hopefully our Sparrow will be upright so we will be able to jump on it. Now you want to wait about 6 to 7 seconds. Sweet. And now once we're here, just try not to panic because you can fall a decent bit. Your main objectives here are just going to be not to go too close to quarantine sector and too close to the actual big shard of the traveler area itself. And the reason for that is because they all have boxes around them that will pull you in and totally mess up your momentum and your Sparrow flying or sword flying, whatever you may be doing. There's an area that you can spawn at if you do an IRB in Hangman's Pass correctly, and that's kind of right behind me where I'm flying right now. You'll spawn in at a floating piece of land. It's kind of ominous. It's just like this dark, big, weird floating piece of land out in the middle of the map, but it's pretty cool. If you manage to fly out there, you can pick your friend up and fly to quarantine sector. That's what I did the first time that I came here. So if you want to, I mean, it's pretty relaxing out here. I mean, you can put on some music, listen to a podcast, because it's quite the flight. I mean, it's not too long, but I mean, I'm not the best Sparrow flyer, so it takes me probably about 8 to 10 minutes to fly out there because I like to be precautious and all that good stuff. Avoid every box that I know of. And it's always good to kind of look around if you can while you're flying, get a good direction of where you are. The best way to tell if you're gaining height is to look at like this little white dust particles that's around you. It's like a little smoke effect. If you pay attention to that, it's really easy to see when you're actually playing the game. I'm not sure how well it is to see over YouTube with the bitrate and everything, but that's the best way to tell. There's some floating lights out here that are nobody that I know of has really mentioned. You can definitely see them, but I don't think anybody's really pointed them out. They're like street lights. I think they're from a previous load zone. They might just be from the sledge. That's my guess. But there are those floating pieces of land that I was talking about. If you go to Mavic Square, you'll spawn at that one that my crosshair is over currently. Way over there. And if you've checked out Eternity's video, that's where the first time they broke the box in the Dark Forest, that's where they got the world's first, I'm pretty sure. It's right over there. Correct me if I'm wrong. I try to do my research, but I love all that stuff. I think it's super, super, super cool. Could nerd out over it. But yeah, you want to kind of stay in this little area that I've just been staying in. This little empty void right here, right in front of quarantine sector. You just want to gain as much height as you possibly can, while obviously not getting too close to anything. You just want to maintain your distance. Once you have enough height, then you'll be kind of free to roam around. And you can go to Quarantine Sector 2 here if you want to. You can go straight there. But for this video, we're just going to go straight to the galaxy pools. 'Cause flex. You'll see this weird, ominous, smoky texture here. No need to panic about that. Don't want to get too close to Quarantine Sector here. Want to maintain your distance. And like I said, you can fall quite a bit. It's about, from the start of the Dark Forest, you can fall for about 10 to 11 seconds before you actually hit any kind of death barrier, true barrier, so it's okay. And I, for the longest time, oh my goodness, for the longest time, the old route that we were using to get to this place was such a pain in the ass. Oh my goodness. It was actually a keck strategy. It was a meme. I remember watching Mad's video of it the first time, and it was just like an absolute joke. And then I actually tried it. I stayed up with my buddy Moth, trying to get my Sparrow up there like all night, and we got like 2 of them up there. And the first time we did it, we were freaking out, I remember, but it never got us anywhere. We never got it until Salvo and Poofy Fish came out with the new route, and that was all that we needed. That was beautiful. I was so hyped. That reignited my hope and motivation for this. This is the last place I wanted to go to before Witch Queen came out. It was like the only thing on my bucket list, because I have a really good feeling that the Dropbox might be getting, we might be having to say goodbye to that, because everyone and their grandma knows about it now, and I'm pretty sure it was in one of Walla's videos, which is, I mean, I don't have anything against Walla, he's a chill dude, but he has a way larger community, so, you know, it's probably OV at this point. Hopefully Bungie just gives us the blind eye, which would be pretty cool. But, alright, now we've got enough height. Sorry about my rambling. Now that we've got enough height, we can kind of make our way over here towards the shard. You can actually go into all of these areas too that I'm flying over, so if you've got a curious bone, you can jump down there if you want to, if you don't really care for the galaxy pools, because there really isn't much out here. It's just Marsov's bathwater and a cool skybox, but it's still dope, don't get me wrong. But you're not missing out on too much, so don't feel bad. And you never know, it might be future content, but from what I hear and have read on all of the videos of this place and all Froggy's videos and all that stuff, this place has been in the game since day 1, or year 1 at least, I don't know. Alright, so the pool that we're looking for to get to the galaxy pools is that little pool right down there, that little boot-like pond down there. I'll do a little pan effect. Here, let me get a good angle of it. Let me build up to it here. Okay, right down there. That's where we're going. And you don't want to really land right in the center of it, but more towards the start. Right at the start of that little pond down there, where it connects to the hill. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. You'll start to get pulled here in a second. I've never got my Sparrow down there. It would be cool to try, but I don't want to choke for the video. That would be quite unfortunate. But here in a second, you'll start to get pulled. Once you head this direction a certain amount. Yep, so there's the pool. Oh, no, there wasn't the pool. That's okay. It's just right over here. Yep, right there. And then right about here. Yep, sweet. Alright, so there's the load zone for you. One thing that I always thought was super, super interesting that nobody's really talked about is whenever you hit this load and you get warped, it sends you way under the map, like under there. But what is this thing? It's like a random floating object, and it just warps you down there to the actual pools. And this thing is way, way out there. Like, I've tried to find it with a sniper rifle, and it is just, I can't find it. So, anyway, gamers, once you're here, you can uncap your frames. I'm sure some of you are like, why is he on 95 FOV? I'll change that for you. And yes, don't worry, I am solo still. I've been trying to upload a full uncut in-depth video about how to get to this place because that's what I wish I had. Little shooting star effect, pretty cool, pretty cool. So, thank you guys for watching. If you found this video helpful, drop a like. I don't care if you do, you can drop a dislike if you want to, honestly. Gang shit, yeah. Hopefully you guys can get to the pools, and let me know if you make it. Peace!